Hello everyone, in today's video we will be practicing addition and subtraction. So I want you to get a notebook or a piece of paper and a pencil and write down and do these additions and these subtractions. Whether you do them using your fingers to count, like we've shown throughout the year, or you use the technique I showed you yesterday, I'll leave that up to you. So pause the video and do them on your own. All right, let's see if you got them correct. We'll start with the additions. Whether you used them to count your fingers or the way that I showed yesterday, both ways are fine. I will be solving them the way that I showed yesterday just to get some more examples of that done. Just in case anyone wants to see how that's done a little more. But our results should be the same. No matter which way you used, we should find the same results. So here we have this first addition that says 7 plus 6, right? We need to do 7 plus 6. The big number is 7. And to turn 7 to 10, I need to give it 3. Out of the 6, I need to give 3 to the 7 to make it 10. What's going to be left is, what's left? If I take 3 out of 6, what's left? Well, what's left is another 3. So 7 plus 6 becomes 10 plus 3. And this makes 13. Next we have 8 plus 5. The big number is 8, and to turn 8 into 10, I need to give it 2 out of the 5. 2 out of the 5. What's going to be left if I give 2 of the 5? There's going to be 3 left. If I take 2 of the 5 out, there are going to be 3 left. So 8 plus 5 becomes 10 plus 3. And this, again, makes 13. Next, what if I want to do 9 plus 6? 9 is the bigger number. So for it to become 10, I need to give it 1, and it becomes 10. But if I take 1 away from 6 to give to the 9, what's left here? What will be left is 5. So 9 plus 6 becomes 10 plus 5. And 10 plus 5 is 15. Here we have 7 plus 1. Now, to make 7 the bigger number, to make it 10, I would need to give it 3. But that's more than what I have right now. Right now I have only 1, which means that this number isn't going to go above 10, and I can do it a little more simply by just adding 1 to the 7 and saying, okay, then that's going to be the next number, right? So 8. What I want you to notice here is that this technique here of turning one of the numbers into 10 by giving it some of the other number, it's not always necessary. It's necessary if your addition will give you a result of more than 10. So here we got 13, 13 again, 15. Here we got 8, right? Which is less than 10. So it's not necessary here. And if you remember the number pairs from yesterday that we wrote down, you should remember that 7 and 1 makes 8. Just like here, you should remember that 6 and 3 makes 9. I don't need to go above 10. If you count 3 forward from 6, you get 7, 8, 9. So my result here is 9. Here we have 4 and 9. Now, here the bigger number is written second, right? So in addition, we've said that which number is first and which number is second doesn't matter. So if you want to, you can write this as 9 plus 4. And it's the same thing still. Instead of 4 plus 9, you can make it 9 plus 4. And it's still the same thing. And now I can do what I did before, because this is going to go above 10. This is going to give me a result that is greater than 10. And I can do that by saying, okay, how much does 9 need to become 10? It needs 1. So this becomes 10. But if I give it 1, if I take 1 away from 4 to give to the 9, then what's going to be left in the other number? Well, that would be 3. So 10 plus 3 makes 13 again. And we have 7 and 8. 8 is the bigger number, but it's written second. I can, if I want to, write it as 8 plus 7 if I want to. And then we say, how much does 8 need to become 10? It would need 2. But what is left if I take 2 away from the 7 to give to the 8? And the answer is 5 would be left. So 8 plus 7 becomes 10 plus 5, and that makes 15. All right, up next we have 4 plus 5. 4 plus 5 does not go above 10. We should remember that 4 plus 5 makes 9. Next we have 8 plus 4. 8 plus 4 does go above 10. And to find out how much it is, we need to think, how much does 8 need to become 10? It needs 2. 2. So it becomes 10. But what happens when I take 2 away from the 4 and give it to the 8? What's left? The answer is 2. So 8 plus 4 becomes 10 plus 2, and this makes 12. Next we have 6 plus 6. And this should actually, 6 plus 6. Now here we have an addition that is a double, basically. We should remember these. I don't need to use this technique. I mean, I could, if I wanted to. I could turn this into 10 plus 2, but I don't need to because I should remember my doubles. That 1 and 1 makes 2, 2 and 2 makes 4, 3 and 3 makes 6, and so on. 6 and 6, I should remember that 6 and 6 makes 12, right? Without needing to use this method. 7 and 8, notice we've already done this addition of here. This would become 10 plus 5, and it makes 15. All right, then we have the subtractions. In the subtractions, what we said we do is we first take the big number down, the first number basically. We take it down to 10 if we can. We take it down to 10, and from 10 we can subtract the rest. So you have to think, how much do I have to subtract from 13 to make it into 10? I have to subtract 3. So this becomes 10. But if I subtracted 3, then how much more do I have to subtract? If I already subtracted 3 of the 8, I need to subtract another 5. And 10 minus 5 makes 5. Next we have 14 minus 5. To get 14 to 10, I need to subtract 4, right? And if I subtract 4 of the 5, I need to subtract how much more? 1 more. And then 10 minus 1 will make 9. Next we have 16 minus 4. Here, to get 16 down to 10, we would need to subtract 6. But here we only have 4, so we don't have enough to get it down to 10. So instead what we can do is we can think, okay, 6 minus 4 makes 2. So 16 minus 4 is going to make 12. Here it's the same thing. To get 19 down to 10, I would normally need to subtract 9. But I don't have 9, I only have 6. So I'm not going to use this method. Instead, I'm going to say, since 9 minus 6 makes 3, 19 minus 6 will make 13. Next up, we have 12 minus 9. To get 12 down to 10, we need to take away 2. So how much more do we need to take away? Since we took away 2 of the 9, that means we need to take away 7 more. And 10 minus 7 gives us 3. Next we have 15 minus 5. To get 15 down to 10, we need to take away 5. But that's all we have. We don't have anything more to subtract. So what we get here is 10. Now you could say 10 minus 0, but 10 minus 0 will make 10. So when we're subtracting exactly the ones, we get 10. Again, here it's the same thing. To get 14 down to 10, we would need to take away 4, which is exactly how much we're taking away. So the answer here is going to be 10. Here the number is already below 10 in these two, right? So we can't use this technique because our whole process here was getting the number down to 10 first, right? Here we needed to get 14 down to 10. Here we need to get 13 down to 10. But now 9 and 8 are already below 10. So instead of doing that, I'm just going to do the subtraction by counting backwards or remembering my number pairs. So 9 minus 4 will make 5. If I count backwards, it's 8, 7, 6, 5. And 8 minus 6 will make 2. If I count backwards, it's going to be 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. And the last two, our number is already 10. So we can do this without using this process right here. You can just say 10 minus 3. How much is it when I take 3 away from 10? So 987. And here it's the same thing. We just count backwards. So 987, 654. And that will be all for today. See you guys again on Friday.